Welcome to Integrity Inspire, your daily dose of inspiration and motivation, featuring the bright and talented members of the Integrity Marketing Group family. Now, here's your host, Integrity co-founder and CEO, Brian W. Adams.
Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining today's Inspire podcast. It's so exciting when I get a chance to interview and meet with guys who I've been friends with for most of my adult life. It's exciting when you get to grow up with people in this industry. And this is one of the most amazing things that we get to do is be able to come alongside of each other, be able to see each other when their families grow up. You get to see each other, how they've matured in business and how they grow and exceed more of their expectations than any of us thought possible. And today I'm joined by LP Insurance Marketing and my good friends Carlos and Hector, who are the founders of LP Insurance Marketing. And we've worked together for a long time, but now we're partners here at Integrity. And so I want to say thank you guys. It's been so much fun to grow up together. I mean, I don't know any other way to say it. We're just talking about some of the old stories we had that we can't share on this today.
Another day.
But you know, I think you knew me before I was married. You've watched us have kids. I've watched you guys. I've watched you guys become grandparents. It's been incredible.
Yeah. Well, we became agents, and then we started meeting you guys, and then suddenly we became family because it's so many years. I saw you before you got married. You saw me. You saw my kids grow also. I see Stephen Prince without kids, and now he has five kids. It's incredible.
I know Tom and Mike and how
all of them,
of course.
All his kids.
It's been amazing as we've continued to just stay together. And you used a word that means a lot to me. It's one of our core values. And it is family. And I truly feel like that. I follow you guys on social media and all the different things. We've been around the world together. Yeah. I remember your 40th birthday, which was a couple of years ago. Just some of the things that we've gotten to do has just been so much fun. And I will tell you, when I was preparing for this, I was thinking about all the amazing things we've been through. That we've been able to work together for almost 20 years. I mean, it's
a long time, and we know each other forever. I believe we are family. Definitely, we are family.
The funny thing is, you guys haven't changed much. I have changed a lot, and then it's just amazing. As you guys were agents, and then I remember I can't remember where we were. It was one of these tropical locations. We're in the pool hanging out. And talking about like, you guys should recruit some agents.
Yeah.
I mean, there's this huge, and then I remember y'all starting LP Insurance Marketing.
The way that started was that you mentioned that, and Bill Morris also mentioned that.
Yeah.
And by that time we wasn't ready because we wanted to put a nice book of business. But I remember like yesterday, Tom Cheek sit with us and next to the pool, and he said, "You guys are ready." And so when we came back in the plane, we were talking, and then I remember Carlos dropped me at my house, and we said, something, let's do it. And then we would in front of my house, we started talking about what name to put, and Carlos said, well, we should put Latin Premier. I remember Carlos mentioned that. I said, well, they don't have Spanish people. We are the only Spanish people that always go to the trip. Why not? Let's do it.
Why not? Yeah, why not?
And that's why everything created Latin Premier.
It comes from Premier, and we are the Spanish division. Let me put it that way.
Well, and you guys have worked with Premier Marketing for so many years. I mean, there wouldn't be an Integrity without Premier, and certainly there would be no Premier without great guys like you. It's amazing when you can kind of look back at those like moments in time. And I can remember Bill Moore, Steve Bugg,
Paul Sharon, don't forget.
You guys, Tom.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about Paul Sharon.
Yeah, great guy.
And Paul.
Such a deep voice.
Man, listen, Paul was the reason Premier got in Medicare Advantage.
Yes.
And Paul loved you guys.
Yes. Our mentor. He was our mentor, and my mentor still now is Bill Morris, and he's like a father figure to myself. But Paul Sharon, we really miss him.
We take our hat.
And for those of you who don't know Paul was a one-of-a-kind leader. He was one of the most amazing
human beings. He
was always encouraging. He was always like, hey,
never negative.
Deep voice.
Deep voice. A little guy, skinny guy, deep voice. And then he got sick and went through a long battle and passed away a few years ago. And I talked to his wife, Squeak, the other day, which brought back some memories as well. And man, he was just such a great human. And
always fun to be around.
Always.
No negativity. No
Never.
negativity.
And he was
yeah.
actually, and he was the one who I used to talk to him about business. We didn't have a lot of experience about managing an agency, and he always told us, hey, Hector, you got to learn that loyalty in this business is important.
Yeah.
And loyalty, and that's why when you are loyal to the organization that show you the business, you become family, and that's what we became. We became family.
There would be no one more excited about this day than Paul Sharon. So I'm in his honor. I just think that we should just really remember him in so many ways. And that's what, as I was preparing, thinking about how much we've gone back, how we know each other's family, and then we became family as part of that.
Yes.
For that and for that we had thanks to you.
Yeah, grateful. So
Tom,
grateful,
Mike, Paul Sharon, Bill Morris, Steve Box. Actually, one of our agency also, Jackie Chimino. She owns insurance plan. You follow her because because insurance plan and Jackie Chimino, we have grown as persons, and the business is growing also, and we still friends and family, and we keep seeing each other every time. So I love it, and thank you for that.
Oh man, thank you guys. I owe you more than anything else, because it's just been a great friendship and a great partnership. Now let's talk about where you guys grew up, because I know you're both Puerto Ricans, and we've done some stuff in Puerto Rico. We tried to do some stuff. We've done some stuff there, and really it was like, hey, Carlos and Hector, let's go figure this out. And we've made some,
if it works, good
memories there as well. But let's maybe Carlos, tell a little bit more about your background, where you grew up. And
of course, I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. Caguas is a small city right in the middle of the island. 18 years old, high school, came to Connecticut to study computer information systems. After that, I deal with it. I work with computers and all that, and then our daughters went to school together. Diana and Grace became best friends, and that's how Hector and I
met.
That's how we met.
Yeah, I was already in the business, in the insurance business.
He was already in the business at that point in time.
Did you grow up in Puerto Rico as well?
No, I was born in New York.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
I was born in New York, and my father was a veteran. Also, he was a nurse in the Bronx, in the hospital, San Barnabas Hospital. So he sent me with my grandparents to a place called Jayuya, Puerto Rico. It's in the middle of the island. If you see the map, you put the finger in the middle, that's my town, Jayuya. Wow. Jayuya is mountains, beautiful people. And if I was born again, I want to grow up the same way. I grew up with my grandparents, with my aunts, my two aunts, which they passed, all of them passed away, but great memories. And then, awesome. So I studied there in Puerto Rico. I met my wife in high school. Then we moved to New York, and then from New York we moved to Connecticut.
Where you guys are today. And it's amazing. If you think about what you guys have built, is just an incredible business. And you've got such a multicultural business. You've got people from all sorts of different backgrounds that you've helped get into this business and to be really successful at an incredibly high level. And this business it's kind of like for all of us kind of growing up in this business, you grind it out, you're working really hard, and then all of a sudden you kind of pull back and you go, man, we've actually accomplished something. Like this is incredible. And man, I just believe that American dream is so alive and well in so many different ways. But you didn't start out in the insurance business. I know you got Carlos in the insurance business, but what did you do? How did you get started in sales in general?
In sales? You really want to know my story?
I do.
Okay, because this is the time that I explained to you that I could make a book. So first of all, when I was in Puerto Rico, I was working making Motrin for 5 years. So I got fired because I made a mistake. I got 2 kids, my son and my daughter by that time, and I didn't want to go home to tell my wife that I was fired. When I came home, I told my wife. She started crying. What are we gonna do now? So I called my brother in New York City, and he told me, "Hey, come by yourself, and you start working whatever we could find," and that's what I did. So actually, I started working in the Bronx, taking garbage from buildings, because my father was also a super. And from there, I remember I came a Saturday, Sunday, I was carrying Xerox a third floor without elevator. Then I was working for like 2 months, I believe, and I bring my kids and I bring my wife, and I went to this employment because I used to work in Puerto Rico. So a guy came and said, "Do you want to work?" And I said, "Of course I want to work." So I started working in a plumbing supply in a warehouse. So I worked there, and I was in the warehouse. So I was learning plumbing supplies. And I organized the guy, the warehouse, and then he put me in the counter as a salesman. So I was there for 3 years working, and he lost me. Every time that I want to leave, he want to raise me. So then I remember that I was making like $500 a week, and my father had a friend that he owns a moving company in New York. So my father hooked me up, and I wanted to have a change. So I went to work to the moving company for 1 month, and the guy gave me the opportunity of sales. So I was the top producer for the company for 7 years, 8 years. And then the opportunity came with insurance in New York. I used to sell Medicaid. So, and I started working there. And I remember that I went to a room, there was a bunch of people, I was nervous. And the guy was talking about Medicare, how much money was in the Medicare side. So, it got my attention, and I said, you know something, this is a big opportunity for me. So I started reading a little bit, and then moved from when I was working for 2 years with Health First without having a job. In Connecticut, I bought a house.
Wow.
Without having a job. Wow. I was working in New York City. So I moved to Connecticut, and I spoke.
You'd made enough money, you were able to buy a house.
Yes, I bought a house. I took a risk.
Yeah.
So I remember that, and then I asked the guy, listen, I got to move to Connecticut. Do you know somebody that I could work? So the guy said, well, there's a job. There's a guy, director that is putting a group for Medicare to drive an RV. So I came to Connecticut, and I went to the interview. The guy said to me, well, you well recommended. And he said to me, just got to pass the drug test. I said, okay, so the job is mine because, I never used drug. So I started as an RV driver with WellCare.
Wow.
And when Carlo met me, I think I was already driving the RV, but I had the license.
And what were you doing? What were you driving? What was
I was looking for location for the agents.
Okay.
The spots.
Yeah.
That's how we met, actually, Bill Morris. And he worked the RV in the sites,
so I was the RV driver, and all the agents, they used to fight to be with me because they wanted me to translate Spanish. So Bill Morris, I used to translate for him, but Bill Morris was the one that became a good friend of mine. He said, Hector, you don't need to give me business. I got enough business. I want you to get your license. And he didn't have an agency by that time, but from his heart, he said to me, get your license. So what I did while I was in the park with the RV, I started studying there. So, they were paying me a salary, so I wasn't doing nothing. So I started reading there, and I took my license. So that's when I met Carlos through my daughter.
So where were y'all? Were y'all at a house party or at school? How did you guys connect?
That happened because our daughters, they wanted to do a sleepover.
Yeah.
So we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't let my daughter, seeing Hector, stay with a family we don't know. So that's how we met, because our daughters, they became really good friends, and they wanted to sleep over, stay the night, and that's how we became
And then friends. You guys hit it off and became family as well.
And then Carlos had just graduated from computer.
Correct.
And he asked me, hey, do you think you could hook me up to get a job? I said, well, not inside, but I could get you in sales, what I do. Mm-hmm. Because the director, he became a good friend with me because I was a big producer for him. Yeah. So I talked to the director, and he said, okay, bring him. So Carlo, and I said to Carlo, you want to come? I'm going to be in the RV in a supermarket selling. Come and see me, what I do. If you like it, you do it. So he came for 1 hour. He said, that's what you do? I want to do it.
That's easy.
And that's how everything started.
That's easy. What do you sell? Well, how much this cost? This costs nothing. Okay, I want to do that. That's super easy.
It's amazing to see how humble people start out. I think that there's this notion that you've always been successful.
Yeah.
You guys have always done all these great things, but man, you've worked so hard. I remember when we first met. I mean, you guys were putting together booths at local fairs and working tables and you wrapped your car with logos.
That was after
I came to see y'all. Remember, I came to see you in Hartford, and you picked me up in a car that was completely wrapped with your logo.
Still have it.
I loved it, man. It was just, you guys have always been willing to outwork anybody, which I think that's why that you have been so successful, and you know what it means, and that's where you guys have translated that into serving your agents better, because you've been there and you can say, look, I've been there, I've done that. Let me explain to you.
Honestly, my passion, honestly, now is I seen people like you said, you saw me growing my business. I also saw Premier growing as a business, you as well. Yeah. And now we seen our agents. We seen agents that are growing. I seen agents that are from zero now buying houses, having a book of business. And that's that I love this so much.
Yeah.
And with you guys, with Premier Integrity, it makes everything so easy for us that,
It definitely translate to serving not only the communities, the clients, now we serve the agents.
Yeah.
And that's how you grow. That's definitely how you grow.
Look, I love that. And you guys have heard me talk for years about different things, but I've always been such an advocate of serving others. And if you serve enough people, everything else will take care of itself. And you guys have been just such a great example of that for me and for the industry, I think, is you've served more people and just said, look, I'll do anything I can do to help you succeed. Yeah. And it's just been so fun to watch. As I said, you guys haven't changed that much over the years. It's funny, you've always been, Hector, you're always so in shape and always like ready to go wherever you are. But you're also a foodie. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm always hungry. I don't know why.
Hungry for more. In business and personal.
Everything. I'm hungry for everything. I'm hungry to business. I'm hungry to help other people. I'm hungry. I'm always hungry.
I love it, man. Yeah. We've had a lot of fun eating a lot, drinking a lot.
We work so hard. We gotta enjoy also.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I mean, we were talking about some different events we've been to and different things. And it's funny, I can never separate the two of you guys. It's always Carlos and Hector.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin.
The Batman and Robin.
That's in the community where we used to sell tables, Batman and Robin, because wherever we were always there together.
Even on vacation, you guys go on vacation together.
We just came from Puerto Rico.
I know, I saw it on social media. It looked amazing.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh, man, that's amazing. And I know, you are passionate about the outdoors.
Correct.
You always love being outdoors.
I always love being outdoors, biking, hiking. I just finished a marathon 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that's why I went to Puerto Rico. Me and my wife, we finished a full marathon. They divided. We did what we call the Lola Challenge. You do a 5K on Friday.
Wow.
You do a 10K on Saturday, and then Sunday you finish with a 21K.
That's crazy.
It's not easy. Not easy.
You want to do it?
You want to do it? Next year. We'll invite you.
Look,
come on.
I would love to. I probably don't have time to train. So I did a half marathon.
How long ago?
It's been a while. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
No, in 2011, I did a half marathon. Yeah. And I swear, after I got done with that, I was like,
this is the last one.
Well, there was so much training. So one of the funny things, I don't know why. So when you're training for a marathon or whatever, you got to run your miles. There's no other way. Miles in.
But one step after the
if
other,
I did, a training run of 5 miles, then 7 miles, 9 miles. When I got to the 5 mile mark, man, I don't know why.
You were done?
But I would start dreaming and thinking of donut holes. And I would look at these donut holes. I don't know why I'd be running. I'd be like,
you're thinking about
donut holes. I don't know why donut holes. I don't eat donut holes that often.
But the thing is that the moment that you said, you signed to do the 5K, and then you're doing it, and you say, this is hard. And you look at people doing it. You
get inspired.
You're a winner. You gotta be a winner.
If you're doing it.
So I would get to this moment, and then I would get done with a 7 mile run or 9 mile run, and then I'd go get donut holes. And I'm probably the only guy who gained weight running half a marathon because I ate so many donut holes that time. But it's funny. You're right. I was running. I remember in the half marathon I was in, and you get to this like point where you're just like done, right?
Should I quit?
Like,
should I quit? Should I go home?
No way.
And this big dude like trucks past me, and I was like, hell no.
There's
no way I'm going to let that guy
I'm
do
running.
it.
That's true. That happened to me. Happened to me that sometimes.
Did you do that?
No, I didn't do that, but it happened to me in different ways. If I say that I'm going to do something and then I found it's hard, and I don't want to quit because I see other people that they doing it easy, and I say I don't want to. Then this guy quit. No, I'm not quit.
Yeah, look,
I don't want to quit.
I think that's what separates people who are successful and really successful. The really successful people do the things that
nobody else wants to do.
Nobody else wants to do.
Correct.
And you can be successful by tripping into some opportunity, but to really be successful, man, you got to do the things nobody else wants to do. And you guys have been such great examples of that. When you're talking to a new agent or somebody you're recruiting into the business, and you guys have recruited remarkable people from all walks of life, what do you tell them about this industry that gets them to say, I want to believe? I mean, you have one lady who is a doctor. That's one of your top agents.
She's retired, yeah. She works for Jackie, and she's incredible.
But what are you telling people to say, this is the opportunity? How did you recruit him? How do you recruit other people?
I honestly, when I had learned so much for so many years that we've been doing this, the first thing, honestly, that we present is who is Premier and the years that I'm being there. Why, if you're going to be in this business, you got to be loyal. I explain to them everything to become an agent, from the day one, if they want to get the license, everything. But we explain everything. We try to show them who we are. Before you join us, who's Integrity now, who's Premier, who we are. But I always tell them, and this thing that we put in a recruiting folder now, that Jackie Chimino was the one who came for that. She said, we start together, we retire together.
I love that. I've seen your recruiting folder, and it says, we start together and we
retire together. Why? Because the business that we are, Integrity, which is right now, they have it all.
Yeah.
Technology, everything. There's nothing that nobody could give you that we cannot give you.
Yeah.
And the support from us, support from Premier, support from everybody. So, I think that's the key.
Well, and that's the exciting thing, and that's what we've tried to continue to build is how do we build the most helpful and most advanced technology solutions. And what we're building with Medicare Center, Ask Integrity, some of the different tools and technology that we offer is incredible. The resources we offer to great groups like yourselves, the products, we've developed most of the leading products in the country. And it's this, we want to make sure that when you're recruiting someone new to this industry, they're leaving behind something that they already were hopeful for and successful at in a lot of ways. And they've got to join us. And we want to make sure that we put them in the best opportunity possible, which is what you guys do. And then the hands-on training that you guys offer of saying, look, I'll jump in the car, I'll go in the field with you if you need to, has been incredible. This idea of service that you guys embrace so much and just live out.
But that's exactly why we love Integrity. That's exactly why we love Premier. Talking to the staff back there, we were telling them about 2019. We went to Jamaica and we put the school. We beautified that school in 4 hours.
You
were there.
Oh, yeah.
You were there. You remember that, right?
When you start the foundation.
And then you guys start the Integrity Foundation, and that's what it's all about.
So that was. I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
That was one of. So when we went on that trip, I said we want to serve people everywhere we go.
Correct.
And we should look for opportunities to do that. And so we partnered with a local school.
Yes.
And we on the trip. And people frankly thought, man, we may be crazy because we're going to say we're going to leave the swimming pool and today we're going to go give back on your vacation.
Yes.
And man, the outpouring of people who went and
everybody, almost everybody.
That was
full of agents and families and
that was
wife,
the highlight of my trip.
Yeah.
And you remember those kids and just how excited they were.
Do you remember the name of the school?
I don't.
Catherine Hall.
Catherine Hall. We painted
Jamaica.
that school.
We painted. We waxed the whole area.
We cleaned everything up.
Cleaned everything
and then we sent them a bunch of furniture later. We bought them all
packs,
We did the backpacks, the books, and the joy on their face.
Oh my God!
And that was the best part.
That's why we stay.
And that's why
with integrity and Premier. That's exactly
why. And that's why we came up with the idea of we should start a foundation. Which now we're doing so many amazing things, and we're continuing on that. And you guys have done a lot of mission trips yourselves of giving back, and I just don't think you can outgive God in any way personally. But I also think, like, when you do that, when you say, okay, I'm going to give up my time, I don't remember that much about that trip of being at the bar. We didn't miss out on anything.
Oh, we love it.
We gained so much by being able to give back.
We were blessed. That's how I say we were blessed
so glad you brought
by
that
blessing other people.
And that was where we came up and we said, listen, we have to start a foundation. What's also amazing is when you create something like that, an opportunity for people, man, people are attracted to that. If they have the heart of service, you find servant leaders, they want to get involved. We just did a playground in Norfolk, Nebraska, Premier, and had 150 of our team members come in, and we did crazy things. And we moved 100,000 pounds of mulch. Wow. That was a lot. We built.
Were you in charge of the mulch only?
So listen, it was funny. Me and Brent Ehlers were in charge of putting these like brackets on these poles that they were going to then put like the
base,
base and all that stuff. So we worked for about an hour screwing all this stuff in, doing all of it, and we followed directions like they told us to. And so we worked our tails off, man. And they didn't have like power drills, like we were wrenching it, and we were. About an hour into it, the guy that's in charge of inspections comes by. He's like, guys, I hate to tell y'all, but y'all did everything wrong. Every one of them. Wow. So they brought in some other smarter people that figured that out. And so Brent and I got to be on wheelbarrow duty. So the rest of my day was carrying. They pretty much said the only thing that you're qualified for is moving mulch from here to there. And we moved a ton of it. But it was just so inspirational. And now seeing those kids play there.
I saw you in action in the video, Integrity.
It was so fun, man. And that's what, these stories, these kind of experiences we get to have. This is, for me, it is such an important part of what we get to do. Get to be friends with great people, get to be family with great people like yourselves, and then giving back in business with the service we do, we provide for our agents, for our clients, for our carrier partners. This is the most noble business that there is. I mean, we're serving such an important need in communities, giving back in our communities, serving those communities. That's why we give every employee paid time off to go and serve, giving back at every angle and every way. And by doing that, it attracts more people who say, I want to be part of that. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons, if people ever want to look back and say, why has Integrity been so successful? Yeah. I think that's one of the biggest parts is because it's not about one person, it's not about one group, it's about how do we serve more people, and everything else takes care of it, the self. And listen, this is a big day for me personally because I'm
for us too.
I love you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you everybody in Premier Integrity, everybody that has supported us for many years.
Well, I say this all the time. We're just getting started, and people kind of chuckle and laugh about that. I truly believe it. When you partner with great guys like yourselves, we bring in great leaders that we've continued to bring in, and we continue to serve more people. We are just getting started. We hadn't even scratched the surface of how many people we can serve.
And
we're more with that.
Like you said, you asked me what you tell the people that you're going to recruit. I always said, and Carlos knows, I say we work with Integrity. Integrity is the biggest company for independent agents and agency in the United States. Yeah. We always say it. Like,
always.
And we're just getting started in that. How do you say, so you guys, you were saying this before, before we got started, you guys give me a hard time because my Spanish isn't that great.
No.
I got a few words, but I can't say them here. So how do you say we're just getting started in Espanol?
Estamos empezando ahora.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I truly believe we are just getting started. And with great partners like Carlos and Hector, and just all of the incredible people that we continue to serve here in the Integrity family. I truly believe we're just getting started. Say it one more time for everybody.
Estamos empezando ahora.
Ahora.
Yes,
Hey,
ahora.
God bless you guys.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Super
Brian,
excited
thank you so
to be your partners, be your
Gracias.
friends.
Gracias.
Thank you guys from the bottom of our heart. It's super exciting. I hope that you see why we're so excited and the opportunity we have to bring more people to find Carlos's everywhere of saying, hey, there's an opportunity. You should look at what we're doing here at Integrity to come join us, because there's so many people that need this opportunity, not only as agents, but also for our customers. And so from here, there's no limit to where we go.
And big opportunity, whoever see the video and want to join us because they don't speak English, we're going to help them. There's a lot of people moving from Puerto Rico that they have 100%. Experience as agents, that they move any part of the United States and they don't know what to do.
That's why you're so successful. You're always recruiting.
Yes.
I love it. You got to also always be recruiting to help more people. So, well, thank you guys again. It's an exciting day, and I hope everybody has an amazing week, and can't wait to see where we go from here. God bless you, and take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.